Hello everybody, welcome to 2019 LSU Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14 Dynasty Mode, and we have National Championship getting ready to commence. I'm going to start it in the fourth quarter, but before we get there, guys, look at these rankings, man. We are 6th in rushing with 238 yards rushing. Don Emery Jr. did win the Heisman Trophy as a halfback, and we're the 12th ranked in passing with 247 yards. Our pass defense really is terrible, 126, giving up 285 yards in the air. But we have the #1 rush defense, giving up only 94 yards rushing. Now they, on the other hand, are ranked 37th in pass offense, giving up 206, passing for 216 yards, and they're ranked 10th in rushing with 224 yards rushing. So we have to go ahead and try to shut down their run. They don't give up too many passing yards. They're second in pass defense with 143 yards passing given up, and they're 19th ranked rushing, giving up only 148 yards. Their top players is their halfback. He had 245 carries for 1,445 yards, 14 TDs, also 21 receptions for 210 yards and 2 TDs. They got Martinez at QB. He had 2,714 yards, 162 carries for 702 yards. So he's a dual back, and he had 36 total touchdowns. And then their center had 12 pancakes, only 6 sacks allowed. So that's their top players. And now our top players. Trivium Davis Price is injured. He's ranked 90 overall. But Clayson Chason, 60 tackles, 31 tackles for a loss, 12 sacks, forced fumble. And then you got Terrace Marshall Jr., 47 receptions, 677 yards, and 3 TDs. We don't really pass that much, so he's going to be somebody we're going to target if we do pass. The injury report, they're missing their left end. He's out for 1 more week. But he's going to miss the championship game, and Trevion Davis Price is going to miss the national championship game. It says it's questionable, but I doubt if he plays. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the fourth quarter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn your bell notifications on so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, everybody, we're in the fourth quarter, and Nebraska is trying to drive. They're just about in the red zone. LSU's up 21-3. Adrian Martinez drops back to pass. Has all day in the pocket, goes over the middle, hits his man, and he's just shy of the goal line. They marked him shy, but there's a penalty, and it is roughing the passer. So it's going to be 1st and goal on the inches. I think it's going to be on the inches. They say the 1, but it's going to be inches. Orgeron doesn't want to agree, but as you can see, they're on the goal line. There's a fake handoff, and Adrian Martinez goes in and runs it in himself. And now Nebraska's down by 12. They're going to go for 2. See if I would go for 2. Time is running out. They need as many points as they can get, and they are going to go for 2. LSU want to put a stop. And here's Adrian Martinez going to take off running. He's going to get knocked down. And that's Neil Farrell Jr. with the tackle. And Adrian Martinez called his own number. He can't find anybody open in the end zone. Now here's the kickoff. LSU going to return it and get to about the 29-yard line. 1 sack for LSU, and Nebraska forced a fumble and recovered it in this game, but they're still down by 12 right now. LSU has the ball, and they're going to try to put together a nice drive. And here's man in motion to the left, to the right, to the left. I mean, here's a delayed handoff for Clyde Edward-Hilaire, and Clyde Edward-Hilaire only able to get 1 yard on the carry. He had 63 yards on 13 attempts. And here's Miles Brennan in the gun, fires over the middle, hits his man. And that's Devontae Lee. Now LSU 3rd and 1. They're gonna try to get an I formation going. And here's the fake handoff to the fullback, and they hand it off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and it looks like he just got enough for the first down. I'm not sure if he knew where the first down marker was. He was bobbing and weaving around that area. All he had to do was cross the plane. He had plenty of time, but luckily he got the favorable spot. And here's Miles Brennan now in the gun, fires it to the right side of the sideline, and is caught by Terrace Marshall Jr. Excuse me, guys. He has 3 TDs on the day. I think he has all the touchdown passes that Miles Brennan thrown, as it's 21-9. And here's a handoff to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he bulldozed himself for 10 yards and a first down. All right, Edwards-Helaire trying to have a good game here, trying to eclipse that century mark. Now Miles Brennan in the gun, and they're going to hand off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He gets around the edge and going to get about 4 yards. Nice play. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 78 yards. No touchdowns. Want to get one. Not sure if we're going to do it, but we'll see. They have plenty of time to put one more touchdown on the board. And Miles Brennan fires over the middle. Almost interception by Colin Miller, but he couldn't hold on to it. And yes, Miles Brennan has 3 touchdown passes, and all of them went to Terrace Marshall Jr. They have a Joe Montana Jerry Rice connection going on. There's Miles Brennan. Fires over to the right side, hits Devontae Lee for a 14-yard reception. And that first down, LSU. And they're moving down the field. A time-consuming drive. And now LSU delay handoff to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he powers for another 10-yard carry and a first down for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He has 88 yards on 20 carries, averaging 4.4 yards a carry. Now in the gun, delay handoff to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he hits early, but he falls forward for 4 yards. And now he has 92 yards. He's getting closer and closer to that century mark. Miles Brennan in the gun.
Here we go.
2 wide receivers on the right at the top of the screen. And they run a speed option, and he's brought down immediately. Miles Brennan couldn't get nothing going on. Caleb Tanner on the tackle for Nebraska. He had a little bit of help from Colin Miller, but anyway you go. It's 3rd and 10, and LSU only up by 12. Things can go the opposite direction early, and Miles Brennan in the gun has all day, fires over the middle, hits Terrace Marshall Jr. for his 4th touchdown pass. Terrace Marshall Jr. is in the end zone. My goodness gracious, 4 touchdown passes for Terrace Marshall Jr., but 4 touchdown passes for Miles Brennan too. Who's going to be player of the game? Our national championship MVP. We'll find out at the end of the game if he's going to be Terrace Marshall Jr. or Miles Brennan. 28-9, up by 19 are the LSU Tigers. And that might just pretty much put the wraps on. We'll see how long it takes Nebraska to put points on the board. They need to put points on the board quick. And they can't settle for any field goals. Adrian Martinez drops the back pass, going to scramble out, gets about to the first down marker, and down after 10-yard carry. He was doing a little bobbing and weaving, but he doesn't have time to be bobbing and weaving. He just needs to get the yards he can get and get down for another down. But they are down by 19. Man in motion. Adrian Martinez goes over the middle, hits his man Maurice, but he can't hold on to it. The halfback just dropped it, Maurice Washington. Could not hold on to it, so not 2nd and 10. Lay handoff to Maurice Washington, and he gets about 8 yards on the carry. 3rd and 2 coming up, and they're hurrying up to the line. Yeah, that's my sentiments exactly. Nebraska needs to really put the clamps down. We need to hurry up and put some points on the board, and they just get enough for the first down. Smart move just to get the first down, but time is running out for Nebraska. 1st and 10 now, almost in LSU territory. And they hand off to Maurice Washington, and he gets another 9 yards on the carry. Went straight up the middle.
That's good for a gain of 9 yards.
Maurice Washington trying to be the focal point on this drive. Adrian Martinez taking the ball out of his hands, and he tries to run right here, breaks the tackle, stiff arm, fighting for yards, but he's still going to take a sack, a 2-yard loss. And that's Tyler Shelvin with the sack. The big 348-pound defensive tackle gets in there and gets his hands on him and brings him down behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 3 now. And Adrian Martinez takes the shot, and that's Grant Delpit coming in with the hit on the quarterback keeper. And Grant Delpit was not having any of that. 4th and 2, guys, for Nebraska. They got to convert here. And here's the handoff, and they just get enough for the first down with Maurice Washington on the inside dive.
That makes it 1st and 10.
And here comes Nebraska. They're inside LSU territory. And here's Adrian Martinez going deep for the end zone, and it's broken up by Derek Stingley Jr. Was looking for his wide out, and he was covered. But you got to take a shot down the field. But I don't know if you want to test Derek Stingley Jr. He had an awesome regular season, and he did good in the conference championship. Here's a screenplay, and able to pick up 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9 now. They're on the 41-yard line. What do you do here? You just get enough yards, and here's a lane handoff, and he bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't find any lanes. Maurice Washington down. It's going to be 4th and 9. Now Nebraska got to get a first down. They're really running out of time. And he hits the man, but he dropped it. Maurice Washington just dropped it. And that's going to do your ball game, guys. And it looks like LSU's going to be your national champions as this ball game is over. Miles Brennan with the play of the game goes over the middle to Terrace Marshall Jr. into the end zone. That put the clamps down. That put LSU up by 19. And LSU put the stop down on Nebraska on the 4th and 9 play. And they wouldn't have got the first down even when they would have made it complete a pass. It wasn't farther enough down the field for a first down. He would have been brought down immediately. But he dropped the pass regardless, and the turnover was downs. And Terrace Marshall Jr. is your player of the game with 10 receptions, 179 yards, and 4 touchdown receptions. And Ed, coach of the LSU Tigers, receives the trophy. And LSU are national champions once again, bringing the trophy to New Orleans. And it looks like it was a blowout, but it was closer than you think. This LSU in the 4th quarter put on one more touchdown, and there's a play right there that pretty much put this game out of reach for Nebraska. There's a drop pass by Washington, and they just couldn't get it going. Nebraska, the number 1 team, falls to the number 2 team, LSU Tigers. And Miles Brennan had 20 completions on 28 attempts, 301 yards, 4 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire did eclipse the century mark with 111 yards on 26 carries. Miles Brennan had 45 yards. John Emery Jr. had 10 carries for 45 yards. And then Terrace Marshall Jr. 10 receptions for 179 yards, 4 touchdowns. Nobody else really did anything else receiving. Taysom Hines had 8 pancakes. Sadiq Charles and Hutchinson had 7 pancakes, and then Tyler Shelvin and Nick Farrell Jr. had a sack apiece. Pass deflection for Derek Stingley Jr., Jacoby Stevens, and Jacob Phillips. A forced fumble by Jared Goins, and there was no defensive touchdowns. But rushing yards for Nebraska was 168, so they did get it done on the ground. Passing yards, not so much, only 191 yards. We had 217 yards rushing. Controlled the ball on time of possession. Jared Goins was our defensive player of the game with 7 tackles, a forced fumble. Todd Robinson was their left end with 6 tackles, a tackle for loss, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And Adrian Martinez, their quarterback, was their star player of the game, but wasn't enough to beat those LSU Tigers. As LSU, our national championship, we're going to go ahead and add the trophy to the profile. And that's going to pretty much do it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn your bell notifications on so you don't miss anything. Hit that like button. I have the end screen of the last game of this series up on right now, and also have the playlist of the series if you want to see season 1 or season 2 to see how we became national championships. Until next time, guys, have a great day. See you next time. Peace.